Hey guys, today we are going to be going over my pickups of a trip that I went to Old School Games and stuff in Norfolk, Virginia. So let's take a look what I got. If you guys just want to get straight to the pickups here, as you don't care about the story about me going to Old School Games, you can skip to this time code here so you can get straight to the pickups here. But other than that, feel free to stick around so I can discuss about my trip there. Now, real quick, I want to give big thanks to my family. They are the ones that helped me get all of this stuff here. Without them, I never would have been able to go to Old School Games because, especially thanks to my dad for driving. It was raining a lot that night, and also my mother for helping me pay for this stuff. Although I did pay for once we got back from our family vacation, though, so that way, like, all my money is going towards paying all this stuff here, of course. So, yeah, if they're watching, big thanks to you guys. Like, I love you guys. I wouldn't have gotten this without you. You guys are awesome. So, alright, yeah, like I said, I went to to North Carolina for our family vacation, but for all this stuff, the stores I went to, Old School Games and stuff, is located in Norfolk, Virginia. They have 4 different locations, and they've been around since 2010, and just like over the years, they've been able to open up more stores over the years and all, and really like how they have stuff laid out there. They don't have like a lot of stuff just shoved in your face. It's just shelves of games and a bunch of like display pieces on like the very top of the shelves. As I know for like pretty much every store there, they would have like one end of the store would be like the very first consoles ever made. Like I think they had like a Matchbox Odyssey there, to like newer stuff to like 8th gen and 9th gen if they have like the consoles there, you know. So yeah, they do have stuff that you can find from like 2600 on up, and their deals are overall very good, I gotta say, and the way they present the games and like the display cases, they all look really nice in there, and all like 4 different of their locations, they do have like varying stuff of stock and all that, so if in case like you call them and you want to ask like if I have this game, if they have this game here, well, potentially call like the other store in case they have what you're looking for and all that. Unfortunately, on the trip, I could only go to 2 of the stores because we were really limited on time. It was our last day on the vacation as well, and plus it was late in the night that we also had like other family that it was so late that we also hadn't eaten dinner yet, that we also didn't want to take up a lot of time to make the others wait and everything. And it was also really close to closing time for Old School Games because they were only open till like 8, I think it was, and they just the only time we had we got there around like 6, and we only had like 2 hours to do the trips there before like they close and everything. So yeah, if you guys are in the area, highly recommend you check them out. I will link their website in the description, which is very beautifully laid out there. That I love the stuff that they put on there. I thought it was hilarious. But other than that, this is everything that I got from the 2 stores that I went there. So let's take a look at first pile of stuff here. This one here, it's an Xbox One game. I almost will never pick up games for, but there's only one of 3 Xbone games that I do want to get, and this is one of them. Rare Replay. The reason I say this is like one of 3 Xbone games that I ever want to own, this is still to this day exclusive to the console. You can't get this on PC or any other platform. Imagine that, Microsoft. Like, good Christ, it blows my mind still that they think it's a great idea to not have any exclusive games on their system, even going forward with the Series X. I mean, that's great for me, as I mainly play on PC and everything, that it's cool to get their games on the platform day one and all, but in return, that doesn't make me want to buy their console. If it's going to be on PC, I'm going to play it on there instead of the weaker hardware here, of course. So yeah, I just want to throw it out there. I just wanted to get this because this was a very nice release too. It is 30 games that Rare themselves made throughout their history, including Conker's Bad Fur Day as well. So this is still probably the cheapest way to play that game officially and all that. So highly recommend you guys pick this up here. It's a very good release. And the other two games that I want to own, one is a launch title, that's Forza Motorsport 5, because that game legit is exclusive to the console. It's not available on anything else. And the third, it's a Japanese exclusive management game. I don't remember the name of it, but I'll post like a screenshot of it here. You guys will see it in the name of it. But yeah, there's one of three Xbone games that I will ever want to own. The only times I will buy other ones is if they're less than $5. I know I have a few down here that I picked up for less than like $4 or $5 roundabout because it's that cheap. But anyways, moving on. Next couple games here. These are two WiiU games, and these are ones that I just didn't have in my collection here that I just want to get off the list because I like to have a full WiiU set one of these days. First one, it's Just Dance 2017. Just a game I didn't have here. Nothing special to say there. Next one, I'm pretty sure this was a launch title. Batman Arkham City Armored Edition. Yeah. I'm pretty sure this was a launch title here. And even then, when this game came out, this is probably the worst version of it because I do know the frame rate's really bad in this version. And the only reason you would get it is for Wii U collecting. And if you want to play around with the gamepad, as I know they advertise this game using the gamepad in certain ways here. I don't remember what it was though, but yeah, nonetheless, really wanted to get this here as I'm a big Batman fan either way. Next stack, this is some PS3 stuff here, and this one I wanted to get for a while, but I just never pulled the trigger on it. Resistance 3. This is the last of the Resistance games I needed to get for the PS3 here, and haven't played through all the games yet. I have gotten part of the way through Fall of Man, the first game here, and I really have enjoyed the games as a whole here, that one of these days I'll just marathon through the whole series. Although the only other one that I played, it's that PS Vita game, I think it's called Resistance Burning Skies. That was okay. It was a really mediocre game, but I still really like the concept of what the series is, though. But I really do look forward to playing through the PS3 trilogy, though, pretty soon. Next one, Kingdom Hearts 1.5 HD Remix. I remember I used to have this one back then. I don't remember what happened to my original copy, but yeah, if I remember, this game came out, I want to say 2012 is when this originally came out, and the amount of times Square Enix has re-released this game on many different platforms these days, and even on the Switch, that is a cloud version, it just blows me away of like how much that they're just trying to like a better term, nickel and dime the fan base, because the Kingdom Hearts fan base, I swear, no matter what it is, they will buy anything with that name on it. It's kind of like the Apple community, you know, but nonetheless, it's still like really cheap, and I do enjoy this series except for the more recent games and all that, that I just wanted to pick it up. Now, these last two here, these are Japanese games right here, and the only reason they caught my eyes, like this first one here, I thought the artwork looked pretty cool. And this one, if I remember the name, I think it's Echo Chrome 2, if I recall. I'll have the name listed below there, you guys will see it. But what caught my eye with this, it is a Japanese exclusive PlayStation Move game. And it seems to be like you build your platforms in like a small stage, and it's all like motion based and everything. But regardless, I wanted to pick it up because I really love that cover art right there. Thought it looked pretty cool. This next one here, I'm really happy that I saw this here because I'm a huge fan of this series overall, and when I saw this, I had to pick it up. It's Gallion Chronicles. We would know this in the States, and I think in Europe as well, as WiiU Chronicles. This is the first game in the series, and if you haven't played these games, highly recommend you play them. They are very, very good strategy-based RPGs that have a very unique gameplay style here that I don't know any other game series to compare this to, but yeah, nonetheless, with this like new cover art right here and the new name on it, this is one that I wanted to pick up because I think this copy here is better than the one that we got. Is inside the manual, it's shaped as like the book that goes through the storyline in the game there. And there's also a nice reversible cover art in the back, which is the map of Europe there, basically. So yeah, really want to pick that up. So again, huge fan of that series. Highly recommend you guys play it. So next stack here, my only DS game, which I normally don't pick up a lot of stuff for the DS because there's only very few games that I ever want to get for that system. But this is definitely was high on the list, and I used to have this back then. Kirby Superstar Ultra. I stand by that this is the best Kirby game out there. I used to have this back then, like I said, and it's a very good, like I want to say remake of a Kirby Superstar on the Super Nintendo. Just this one added more content to it, where it's got like a new campaign modes in it that like expanded on like the original ones, which are still in this version here. But if you're a big Kirby fan, you have to pick this game up here. It's really good. This next one, I only picked this one up because I really just like the cover art here, and I never heard of it before. It's Dungeon Siege Throne of Agony. By the looks of it, it seems to be like a Diablo type game, where it's like a top-down VRPG type game, but nonetheless, I can't tell you much about it here, as I only picked it up because the cover art looked pretty cool. Next game, Luminous 2. The Luminous games are among some of the best puzzle games on the PSP. I know the Vita had one Luminous game, I think it was a launch title. But yeah, highly recommend you try out the series if you want like pretty cool puzzle games. This next one, I was happy to see this in the store because for some reason I didn't have this game for a while until now. Metal Gear Acid. Now, if you're a Metal Gear fan, you'll know that these are really weird games in the overall franchise. These are basically, I'm pretty sure these are turn-based strategy games instead of the typical stealth games that we're all familiar with for the series. I'm pretty sure Metal Gear Acid 1, this was a launch title for the PSP. Correct me on that if I'm wrong, though, you guys in the comments. But for this, yeah, I had to pick it up, though, as I just didn't have it here. Anything Metal Gear related, I will pick up. This next one, I'm surprised I didn't have this for the PSP for quite a while, but until now. Killzone Liberation. This is a game that, unlike every other game in the series, this is I'm pretty sure it's a strategy-based game, because with the PSP only having, one analog stick, they couldn't do like a first-person shooter with this game here, so they had to make it a completely different genre. I haven't played it yet, though, but I'm a big fan of Killzone nonetheless, though, that do look forward to playing this whenever I get the chance. This next one... I do have to thank my friend at Brightheart on this. Once I got back from into Michigan from the whole vacation that we took there, it's Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. This game in the Kingdom Hearts series, to me, this is the turning point of when I stopped being a fan of the series, because this is when they started introducing a lot of unnecessary stuff in the plot. The gameplay is still pretty good, though, nonetheless, like much better than the DS games at that point, which I think we got like, I'm pretty sure it was like two previous games where they were like DS games, and looking back, they are not good at all, pretty much, except for the story in those games, which were they were all right. But the reason I got to thank my friend Brightheart for this, the game itself here, it wasn't like the normal white casing of the UMD here. It was a replacement one that had a clear cover around it instead of like the white outline there. And for me, for all PSP stuff, I want the original casing on there. I am not a fan of the replacement UMD casings out there, as they're just not authentic, and to me they don't look good. So thank you, Brightheart. I know you're watching this. I owe you a lot for helping me out there. You're awesome for that. Next one, Luminous 1. Like I said with the previous game, these are like really good puzzle games on the PSP that if you ever get the chance, play them, like, do try them out. They're pretty good. Now this next one here, also another shout out to Brightheart here. This is a weird pickup I got here. It's Final Fantasy XII Collector's Edition. Now, what drove me to pick this up is that my friend Brightheart, he does have this game here, but he told me an interesting story. The day he got it, back in Christmas, like whatever year that this game originally came out, which is like more than like 18 years ago probably, whenever Final Fantasy XII originally came out. But the game disc, though, when he unwrapped it and he took it out, it had a crack in the disc close to like where the spindle is, though. The game played perfectly fine, but it's really scary for him to like play that game because it has that noticeable crack that is on both the label and data side of the disc. So when I saw this at old Skool Games and stuff, I wanted to pick it up because I was hoping I could get like a copy that's like a clean disc of it with no damage on it. But until I got it, and when I opened it up, saw there is no crack on the spindle right there. But until I took it out, let's see if I can get it out here. Let's see. You can see on like the top there is a crack right there. It won't affect it though, because for like disc-based stuff and all that, not just for games and movies, as long as it doesn't get in like this area right here, the disc will be fine though. Because when it gets into this area, that's like where all the data is and everything, and stuff happens there, then it's corrupted and you can't use it and all that. So I want to ask, like, for other people that have this copy of the game, Final Fantasy XII Collector's Edition for the PS2, is your copy like that? When you first took it out, it just had a crack in there? Or I don't know if like the very first time that they took it out, we just accidentally like didn't take it out properly, that caused a crack there. Let me know if you guys ever had that issue here, because me and Brightheart, we both have that, and I thought I was gonna get a clean copy of that originally and just shove it in his face that I have a copy that's doesn't have a crack in it. But oh well, one could hope. Next one here, and bit upset with this one as soon as I looked inside of it of what my copy is inside, but this one, it's Kingdom Hearts 1. Now this game, I cannot tell you the amount of memories I have with this game here, especially me and my brother here. This I know I've seen like this game a lot in previews back then on like VHS tapes and a lot of stuff that for, I want to say it was like 2 or 3 years, we always pestered our parents that we really wanted this game for Christmas. It took them a while to get it, but we eventually finally got it here. Still think this is probably the best or the second best game in the series. I still think it's really worth playing. Even if you're a newcomer to the series, this is definitely the first one you should play still. Though, what I mentioned earlier, what made me upset here, and I couldn't tell this until after the transaction was done and we got back to the hotel, and then I looked inside the case. It is a black label copy here, but until I open it up, the disc is a greatest hits copy. For me, I'm sure you guys probably see from my collection here, I hate greatest hits games with a passion. This blood stain on the bottom of the case and the disc and even on the case looks so ugly and out of place. I don't get what they were thinking of making them look like that, and especially the discs are completely different here. whatever rant on about greatest hits crap there, but I'll get like a replacement black disc, black label disc there, because the first game on PS2 is still very, very cheap, though. I like trade it in the disc to maybe like GT Games or something. But yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't tell that that's the only one they had, and they only had one copy of the game as well here that I picked up. So, oh well, it is what it is. Not like I could have seen when they were putting the disc in as we were at checkout there. But last thing I got here, this, oh man, as soon as I saw this in the display case, like, I had to pick it up. It's a Ocarina of Time. I'm surprised, like, the price that they were selling it at, honestly, because the paint on, as you guys see in the picture there, it is a really well done replica of the Ocarina of Time from Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. That I plan on using this as like a display piece at work, possibly. I'm gonna find like a stand that will like support this pretty well, and just have it up for display purposes. I don't really intend on like playing with this honestly, because just the overall design of it and the artwork on the instrument itself, it just looks really, really good. I'm really glad that I picked this up here. So that will do it for my pickups at Old Skool Games and stuff. Like I said, if you guys are visiting the area there in Norfolk, Virginia, do check out their stores. They got like 4 different locations, all sorts of stuff from like 2600 then on up. So appreciate if you guys rate this video, share with your friends, comment below like what your favorite thing here, favorite thing you saw here in this video. Do subscribe for more content like this in the future. Till then, guys, see you next time.